Let me give you what Ratzinger said in 2001. And this, by the way, is magisterial. Ratzinger takes a very balanced approach here. This is notification on the book Towards a Christian Theology of Religious Pluralism, published by the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. It tackles a number of questions, and then towards the end, it is confirmed by Pope John Paul II. So per Donum Veritatis 18, it is magisterial. Okay, so Ratzinger as prefect and Bertone as secretary released this document with papal approbation. Now watch what he says and maybe compare what Pope Francis says and contrast it to actually this. This is a very balanced take. He says, and let me maybe try to zoom in a little bit more on that for you. Okay, in accordance with Catholic doctrine, it must be held that whatever the Spirit brings about in human hearts and in the history of peoples and cultures and religions serves as a preparation for the gospel. So you have, some true things that are found in false religions that prepare them for the gospel. We see that in Acts 17, as we explored just a couple days ago. Paul is very clear about that. It says, it is therefore legitimate to maintain that the Holy Spirit accomplishes salvation in non-Christians also through those elements of truth and goodness present in the various religions. Now, that's quite a statement. That's going to raise some eyebrows. That's Ratzinger and John Paul II. This is not Pope Francis. This is Benedict when he was cardinal in JP2. It's saying that whatever's true and good in these false religions, the Holy Spirit can use that as accomplishing salvation. That's quite the statement in and of itself. But it does balance it out a little bit here. It says, however, to hold that these religions, considered as such, are ways of salvation, has no foundation in Catholic theology. Full stop. The religion itself, the false religion itself, is not a way of salvation. And it's going to explain why. But whatever you take away from it, you can't take away the religion itself is somehow salvific. All it was saying is whatever was true in that false religion, because we know oftentimes false religions have a mixture of truth and error. Whatever's true in them, the Holy Spirit can use for redemption and salvation. But it says not the religion itself. And then it says, because they contain omissions, that is, they omit certain truths, insufficiencies, they have some truths, but they don't get you all the way there to where you need to be. Maybe think of Muslims. They worship one God, but it's an insufficient understanding because there's a denial of the Trinity. And then number three, and errors. They have also errors in them. A denial of the resurrection, a denial of the divinity of Jesus, or, depending on what religion we're talking about, there's plenty of errors mixed in with the truth in them. And God can use whatever is true in there for salvation, but not the errors. And in fact, as I've often pointed out, what's missing in this discussion is we're talking about the true and good found in these false religions being an opportunity for the Holy Spirit to bring about redemption, but we're ignoring the fact that these errors in these false religions also are actively serving as an obstacle and preventing people from coming to the truth and salvation. Just as the true can lead you to God, the error can push you back further away. And we're kind of missing that. But it says, furthermore, the fact that elements of truth and goodness present in the various world religions may prepare peoples and cultures to receive the salvific events of Jesus Christ. It does not imply that the sacred texts of these religions can be considered as complementary to the Old Testament, which is the immediate preparation for the Christ event. So it offers a pretty balanced take, much more balanced than what Pope Francis is saying. Because what Pope Francis does is he just gives these blanket statements. And what we often do is, as we're supposed to do, give one the judgment of charity, try to understand them in the most favorable way. That's something that is very biblical. But we have to do that because he's not always being sufficiently clear. He's not always making those qualifications that need to be made. And thus the takeaway ends up being something very different than perhaps an orthodox sense of what he might intend. Hey, thanks for watching that highlight clip. If you want to watch the full video, click on the link in the show notes. By the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to support this channel, a great way to do it is patreon.com/Reason and Theology. You'll also get access to extra patron-only content. Check it out now, patreon.com/Reason and Theology. God bless.